Now we know the cyber threat has been here. It seems like it's almost a new thing, but it has been around for quite some time.
Oh, yeah.
How would you say, and given all of your experience on corporate boards, how would you say the preparedness of boards has evolved over time? And how does that manifest itself today?
Sure, that's a very good point, but let me double back on it. It seems like it's been around for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I heard this the other day, Pam. I have no way of validating it, so I didn't validate it. I could have validated it, but I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Someone told me that the first cyber attack was way back when the telegraph was invented. So somebody actually intercepted and sent out, a phony telegraph. So this is the way bad people think, though. This is the way crooks think and thieves. So we have to be thinking that this is, thieves are genuinely lazy people. And as a board member, you have to kind of remember that. That's why they are thieves. That's why they are crooks. And if they can make money, take property, without working for it, other than hacking through a system, they're going to do it. It's always been that way. And it always will be that way. And we've just given them a new media. So instead of walking into the bank, you simply get on a computer, and you're still the same crook. You're still lazy, and you're still doing things that don't require you to work for a living, and yet you hope going to make you very successful. And as a board member, you have to think about that.
Yeah.
You have to keep that in mind. That framework is what you need to continuously remind yourself. You need to remind yourself as a board member that there's no doubt you've been hacked. The only question is to what degree. Mm-hmm. There's no doubt that you have bad actors running around inside. The question is how bad are they, and what evil things are they really doing, as opposed to we're clean, we don't need anything. And that's why you as a director need to continuously talk to the CISO, or talk to the CIO, or talk to the CEO, or talk to the audit leader, or the CFO. You need to talk to these people and keep reminding them. Strike up a dialogue with them. This can't be a one and out kind of a thing. You need a living kind of relationship with these people, and be prepared, Pam, as a director. Mm-hmm. Be prepared when it happens. Be prepared to go to work. Be prepared to jump in. Have a game plan. Have a book. Know the disaster approach. If you have a physical disaster, you know what to do. If you have a cyber disaster, you need to know what to do. You don't make it up as it happens. All you can do when it happens is you execute. You have to be able to execute. The faster you execute, the cleaner things are, the better off things are. Just ask all the people where that didn't happen. Ask all the examples. You brought up Equifax. They're a great example, of what not only was the hack a bad hack, but they themselves as a corporation, and I know I'm indicting them and I apologize for that because I don't know these people or their board, they did not seem to know what they were doing. They did not seem to have a good grip on, if this happens, we're doing that. If that happens, we're doing this. That's why you have to have thought through all these things as a director, because it's so hard under pressure to make it up.
So it sounds like you're of the mind, and I think it's wise advice, that there needs to be specific plans put into place, incident response plans, crisis plans, communications plans.
Right.
And that the board, its role needs to be identified.
That's right.
Whether they're communicating or not, it needs to be clear who's going to do what, because as we all know, the minute the crisis hits,
that's right,
panic tends to rule the day, and it's very helpful to have those plans to give you perspective and some guidance. Now, all the best plans when you hit the battlefield may go out the window, but at least you had thought it through to some level. Can you expand at all on some of the ways you think that a board could actively participate in those plans or in the event of an attack?
Sure. So I think we both agree you need an incident response plan. So it's just like any other bad thing. You lost power, you lost water,
Right.
hurricane. So you need a crisis management system, and the board has a role in that crisis management system. Maybe that role is just being kept up to speed. Maybe that role is giving the CEO, extra special privileges and authority. You may need money, you may need borrowing power, you may need a whole bunch of things. So the board has some level of responsibility there. The other part of it, though, isn't just the response to the incident. You need a resilience plan. So you need to be thinking about, ahead of time, okay, how do we get back up and running? How do, all response plans always have that in there. Okay, do we have a backup generator? Can we get an extra water source? I mean, so you have to actually have to think about that from a cyber perspective. Well, if they take this system out, can we use that system? If they take that out, can we go to a different country? You have to be thinking this way, and that has to be pre-approved. You have to have actually seen that as a board and know that that's the response plan that's going to be executed. And again, it may be not everybody's role. Maybe it's the executive committee of the board. Maybe it's the board chair, or maybe it's the lead director, or maybe it's the audit committee or the risk committee. You can build subcommittees here, of the board, but they need to be there to counsel the CEO.
Yeah.
The CEO. They do their job. They do the CEO's job. They don't do anybody's job, right? Their job is the job of making sure that the procedures are followed, that they have the authority that they need, and that if they need more authority, you're there to be able to give that authority to them. The real work, Pam, by the board has to be done beforehand, not in the heat of battle. I mean, they're really not battlefield operators unless they have a special skill, like I said, or unless there's a special need, for you to enter the crisis management room or to get involved in the resilience planning. But you do have to think about it in both dimensions. You have to be able to, you have to get through the shock. So you have to suffer the impact.
Right.
And then you have to be resilient and get back up and running again.
Right. Excellent points.